Hi guys, welcome to this revision video for organizational behavior. The topic that we're going to discuss today is organizational architecture. Let's have a look at the learning outcomes of this lecture. Okay, now looking at this picture, you can see that it has board of directors, strategic planning, chief executive officer. There's levels and there's designations. This is an organizational chart. This means this is something that shows you where everyone fits in the organization. It could also be called the hierarchy of the organization or how designations are placed and who reports to who. So it's important to have an organizational chart. It's important to have some kind of architecture because it helps to enhance the clarity of people and what they're responsible for and who they're responsible for or who they're reporting to. Let's have a look at the main elements of the organizational structure. So the first one is division of labor. Having an organizational structure or chart allows you to divide the labor, see the designations, see what work they're doing. In addition to that, it also helps with coordination and effort. That means people have a clear view of who they are meant to be working with, who they're meant to be coordinating with. Then there's hierarchy of authority. It makes it clear who has authority over who is managing who. And then it also shows that all of this is for one common goal, is for the vision and mission of the organization. Division of labor is dividing labor into smaller components, and for example, people could be specialized for one task. Specialization could be horizontal or vertical. Specialization means you being really good at something. So let's consider an example of a factory, let's say. So if one person is really good at packing, it would be more effective to have them continue to do packing instead of have them let's say doing assembly for 1 hour, doing packing for 2 hours, then handling delivery for 3 hours. It would be more effective to have them do packing in all of those hours. So that's specialization. That person specializes in one task. Then decision rights and organizational boundaries. It's important to have organizational structure because it makes it clear what the decision rights are, who has the rights to make those decisions, and what are the boundaries. So when it comes to decision rights, there is unity of command and duality of command. So unity means it's clear and let's say all the people who are in charge, who are managers, have the same values or norms or things that they want to happen. And duality of command means, for example, instead of having one manager, you have two. Now that might make things a bit complicated. Let's have a look at the next slides. Okay, so in a simple form of organization, let's have a look at this picture. So it shows us that there's the first one on the left shows that there's a manager and there's two people working under them. So there's one manager, two subordinates, and there's three relationships. So in the next one, we see by adding one person into the subordinate, so instead of two, there being three, that doubles the amount of relationships in the organization. So these people have a relationship within themselves, like a professional relationship, and they have it with the manager as well. So this shows the span of control. The span of control of the manager means the amount of people he is managing or has control over. Now let's look at some organizational forms. This is functional organization. Here the organization is divided based on function. So there's a director, then there's marketing department, there's production, there's finance, there's research. It's based on departments, and the departments are based on the functions that they do. The next one is divisional. So for example, instead of having one marketing department, this company is divided. They have, let's say they have 3 products. Each product has their own marketing department, has their own production department, and has their own finance department. Now this is divided it could be divided based on product, it could be divided based on area. It depends on the company and what it needs. But here, there's not just one functional department, each division has their own. Then we move to matrix form of organization here. In this matrix form of organization, there is division as well as function. So there is one main marketing department, and then there is marketing divisions for all the products that they have. This means that the person working under, if someone's working here, let's say, is working for product X and is in the marketing department. Now, this person is reporting to the manager of product X and is also reporting to the manager of marketing. This is what we were saying earlier about duality of command. There is two people that they're reporting to. Advantages, let's have some look at advantages and disadvantages of this matrix structure. So the advantages include combining the efficiency, having functional expertise, there's more attention to the goals, there's more flexibility, it maximizes the value. And when we look at disadvantages, like we said, there might be conflict because you have two managers, they might be asking you to do two different things. It's impossible to combine the attention. It's difficult to allocate experts, and there's an imbalance. There could be some confusion, sorry, and the coordination is going to become more complex or more difficult. Now let's look at mechanistic versus organic organizations. Now, first of all, the task definition and knowledge is very narrow and technical when it comes to mechanistic. Now, the mechanistic word is derived from machine or mechanics. That means it's very rigid, it's defined. And organic is coming from organic or natural. So the natural or organic type of organization has a broad and general task definition. The link between individual contribution and organization's purpose in mechanistic, it might be indirect or a bit confusing, but in organic, it's clear and direct. Task flexibility, it's there's no flexibility, or it's rigid. There's not a lot of flexibility in mechanistic. However, in organic organizations, there is flexibility. Specification of techniques is specific in mechanistic and general in organic. The degree of control is high in mechanistic and low. So in organic organizations, there's not a lot of control because people are self-managing. This is the main differences between the two. Let's have a look at the application of contingency. Let's have a look at the 4 ways to assess organizational effectiveness. So there's 4 elements that help you see how effective the organization is. 1 is the goal accomplishment. 2 is internal processes. 3 is strategic constituency satisfaction, and 4 is resource acquisition. So let's have a look at each one of these. Goal accomplishment in simply means, is the organization able to accomplish the goals that it had or not? Then internal processes is, for example, your own, like for example, punctuality, clocking in or out, or getting days off, or reporting to your manager. The internal processes in the company, how smooth are they? Strategic constituency satisfaction, that means people who have interest in the group and the company, like the stakeholders, are they satisfied or not? And then there's resource acquisition. Is the organization able to acquire all the resources it needs? It could be human resource, it could be capital, it could be anything. Is the organization able to do it or not? If all of these are positive, that means the organization is effective, it's doing well. Now, when I used the word stakeholders earlier, let's say, for example, a major car manufacturing company has the following stakeholders. Now, stakeholders is anyone who has interest in the company, anyone who cares, who is being affected by the performance of the company. So that includes environmentalists, stockholders, press, competitors, government, the suppliers, the employees, unions, the actual customers. So you can see there's a lot of stakeholders for one company. This was all for organizational architecture. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email me. I'm going to type my email here. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can always email me here and I'll be able to help you out. Thank you for watching this video. Take care.